Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner, and with me today is Dr. Rhonda Ambrose. She is the principal of the new Southside STEM Academy at Campostella. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am glad to have you on the show. And how are things going so far? How has the transition gone with the kids coming into a new school?
It has actually been a very good transition. We started, of course, early this summer with the actual physical move of the building. And in addition to the physical move, we started right in with our academics as well. So the teachers received professional development over the summer in the building, into the academic program, at the same time the custodians and the district, the builder, and the city were working on preparing the building for our students for the first day.
It is a very beautiful building. I took a tour, and it's prepared for students K through 8, but right now we have K through 6. And this is your first time being a principal of 6th graders. How is that?
Yes, it is. Well, of course, we're in a building that's 181,000 square feet.
Wow.
So that within itself lends itself to exciting learning for our students. For my K-6 component, it really has been the same and different all at the same time. Our 5th graders are now 6th graders, so we are fortunate enough to know our students because they have transitioned right up into the 6th grade. However, it is different because I hear them now talking about the selection of their classes, changing classes when the bell sounds, talking about how they have selected their electives. So that part is different and exciting for our students. So of course it's exciting for us as well.
You have some new students coming from around the district because of the choice seats.
Yes.
How is that working?
It's very good. I think the best indicator for that is that you cannot tell our choice students from our attendance zone students. They have acclimated very well to the process. When I'm in the classrooms, I'm observing them engaging in very exciting conversations, critical thinking conversations. They are working together, they are learning together, they are playing together, so they're doing quite well.
So with this new building, how has it changed the curriculum instruction for the students?
Well, we have implemented a new instructional component with the new building, which is our project Lead the Way. And we started early last year with the readiness component of that program with Dr. Boone coming in as the superintendent. So we have steadily worked on supporting the teachers with PD, on how to integrate Project Lead the Way with our Virginia Standards of Learning. So it has been a very good balance of making sure that they know how to teach the content, are comfortable with the content, and that the children are comfortable with the learning aspect.
And thinking of being comfortable, they're in a new environment. How are they adjusting to this new building?
They're adjusting. I see them coming up the 3 flights of stairs and they kind of get out of breath. And I told them, I said, you know, by the end of the year, I will have the healthiest building in the district for my staff and for my students. But they're doing well. I mean, the learning spaces that are available to them are endless. They're exploring all of the learning opportunities they have that really address so many learning modalities. The Media Center has so many learning modalities to it that you have, you can be learning project-based learning in one component of the Media Center, doing technology in another. We have a new expansive production lab in the Media Center as well, so that will really open opportunities for our students to explore careers that are STEM-based related, whether it be in science, technology, engineering, or math.
Tell me about those common areas. Those are really neat and they're adjusted towards the different grade levels in the building.
And fortunately, we have the common areas on every floor, and every grade level has a common area. So the teacher can have the opportunity of working with students in the classroom, sending a group of students out to the common area so they can be doing a project-based learning activity with STEM, and it just affords many opportunities for our students.
So what are some of your partnerships that are connected with your school? Any new ones or the existing ones you have?
Our partnerships are great. We were fortunate enough even with the transition, to hold on to our partners. So we still have the Navy, and we have an additional ship that's working with us with our Sea Perch team and competition that we participate in each year. So they come in and work with our students with robotics. Of course, now we have a CTE teacher who also works with who will be working with the students and setting up groups that will be working after school. We have our From One Hand to Another, who worked with us for the previous 3 years and will continue to work with us, providing support for our students during the summer for project-based learning. We have the Southside Education Committee, who has worked with writing a grant that will support us as we move into doing some after-school remediation and intervention.
You have a lot of great partners.
Yes,
for a lot of great
fortunate.
technology that you have in this building. Coming back to the building and the features in the building, what's your favorite feature in the building?
You know, it's very hard to clearly define a favorite feature. I love the fact that the building affords so many opportunities for the kids. We have on the 3rd floor our CTE space and our 3D printer. We're very excited about getting our children into those labs and working on that. The Media Center, affording the students so many opportunities. So to define a favorite space is kind of hard. There's so many. The building is awesome in a whole.
And the gym is nice too.
The 2 gyms are awesome. So we can have the PE teachers working with a smaller group if we need to do other activities into the large, massive gym that we have that is just beautiful.
Right. So what's coming up next for the Southside STEM Academy at Campostella?
Well, we're just going to continue to explore and expose our children to all the opportunities that the school provides. And it provides a host of opportunities for them to be competitive globally for 21st century learning and prepare them to be the absolute best students that they can be as they move forward with their lives.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ambrose, for coming on the show today and discussing the Southside STEM Academy at Campostella. Let's say that 3 times.
Absolutely. You are
and
welcome.
I'm so happy to have you here. And we're going to also have the principal from Richard Bowling to talk about that new school, too, coming up next in NPS Now. So
well,
thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And we want you to stay tuned for more NPS Now as we show the new Richard Bowling Elementary School. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Sutmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Today we have a super guest in the studio. We have the Eastern District Golf Champion from Granby High School, a 10th grader, Rebecca D'Annunzio. Rebecca, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and first of all, congratulations on your championship.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about that championship. How'd it feel about winning?
Yes, it was a great experience. I loved being out there and being able to represent my team. It was very fun, and I'm glad all the practice paid off.
Okay, so talk about the win a little bit. Was it you have many golfers that you're competing against, and you have more, you're beating the boys up a little bit. So talk about the 2 rounds that you played to win the championship.
Yes, I played very consistently throughout, and I think that's what led to the win. And I just believe that the consistency and the pars and eliminating the big numbers really helped me.
Okay, so you know, not to brag at all, but do you know how many strokes you won by? Do you remember?
I do not, but I think it was at least 1.
All right. Well, that's good. You know, you had the lowest number, and that was the most important number. All right. So let's talk about how you got started in golf. So give us a little history there.
Well, I was living in Hawaii at the time because my parents, well, one of them is in the military. That's why we were there. And my parents believe in exposing us to different activities, so hopefully that we can continue to improve on them throughout our lives. And they introduced me to golf, and I love it.
Okay.
So.
All right. So were you able to participate in any other events, any other sports?
Yes, I also swam competitively year-round for 5 years. I did other small activities like soccer and dance as well.
Okay. So tell us what you like about golf.
I love it because it's the game that I believe is the closest to life. You learn a lot of life lessons like patience and integrity. You have to call penalties on yourself. There's a lot of up and downs like in life that you have to deal with, and yes, it's very challenging and I love the challenge.
Okay. So that's a good question. So what are some of these challenges in golf that you have to address every day?
Well, you never know what the day is going to be like. You don't know what's going to go well. It's very different on the golf course one day than another day. So you just have to improve on consistency, and I believe that you need a strong mental game as well.
All right, so talk about some of your strengths of your game.
Well, most recently, I feel like I've improved a lot on my mental game. For example, in the last tournament leading up to it, I wasn't hitting the ball quite great, but during the round I was able to trust my previous practices, and all the times I was able to hit the shots the way I wanted to, and that led to good results.
All right, so in practice, and then also, you know, how often do you practice? What are some of the things that you work on? I mean, do you go to the driving range? Do you just go right on the course? I mean, what's a practice like?
Well, I do try and practice as much as I can. Yes, and mostly I like to take what I did in a tournament and work on it in practice. Maybe I didn't hit enough greens in regulation, so I'll practice hitting to the green and mainly putting. Short game is very important.
Sure, and you knock them strokes off. So
yes.
All right, great. So, all right, you know, in every sport, everybody has an idol. They look up to certain people. So, what about you?
I looked up to all the greats, you know, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, but the main lady that I like on the LPGA would be Jarena Pillar. She's never actually won a tournament before, but she's come really close, so I'm always rooting for her.
All right. So a little different in team sports. You're the only female out there. So what are your thoughts about being around all the guys and leading them?
It's definitely different, but I love the opportunity, and the guys on my team, they're very nice and they're easy to talk to and encouraging, and I love that I'm able to play on a team for my school.
So if you could, how could you get more females involved in golf?
I'll definitely go around asking, definitely the people that already play sports. Maybe they'll be interested in it, and you know, just getting them out there and getting them exposed to golf, learning about golf.
Yeah. So how would you sell that? How would you pitch that, you know, to a potential golfer?
I'll probably tell them how much you learn and how much experiences you can take from it and how lifelong it is.
All right, good. All right. Well, we want you to start leading that challenge for us.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about the rest of the season. You've accomplished the Eastern District. Now you're moving into conference. You'll move into your conference tournament and then on. So talk about the conference tournament.
Yes, I definitely I'm planning on producing good results in that tournament. I know I have to play well to make it to regionals. I'm very excited for it. I love the tournament, and I hope the practice pays off.
Okay. Now, do you look at scores in the paper to say, hey, this is where I need to be, or you just play your game?
I don't. I just play my game, and I stick to my process because I know every day is different, you know. So that's...
Okay. So what's the future hold for you? I know it's a tough question because you're in 10th grade, but what do you want to do? Where do you want to take golf?
Yes. Well, last year I was I made it to states, and I'm definitely looking forward to making it there and trying to improve on it this year, hopefully. And I look to improve every year and hopefully play college golf.
Okay. Now, did you place in the state last year?
Yes. I think it was 8th.
Okay. Very good. Well, Rebecca, thanks for coming down here.
Thank you.
I know we took you away from school a little bit, and we're going to get you back there. But we want to wish you luck.
Thank you.
In the rest of the season, and in that state championship.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With me today is my favorite principal, Eric Goodman, the principal of Richard Boland Elementary School. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You have had an exciting beginning of the school year. I'm an excited parent. We have a beautiful new school.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
tell me, how's it going so far with the students in the new building?
Well, the transition is going great. Anytime you go from 39,000 square feet to 101,000 square feet of opportunity, it's going great. So thank you for asking.
So it's been going great. So I had a chance to tour the school. Beautiful facility. How can the children, or how are they really responding to it? You know, the old school's down the street. They have to walk a little bit further, I guess,
Yes,
or maybe
ma'am.
it's a little closer to home. So how are they responding to this new building?
Well, we had two-parent orientation, so we had a lot of the children who were able to come out to see the school before it actually opened. But for those students who did not, the first day of school, it was mouths open, looking at the open space, looking at the cafeteria up front, looking at the display cases in the front of the building, the monitors in the front of the building. So it was a very good opportunity for them to see, oh, this is my new home, and going from the old Richard Boland to the new Richard Boland. But the students have responded very well. Thank you.
I know a lot of parents, we were in awe, you know, going from classroom to classroom,
ma'am.
and some of the children having to go to upper floors, wishing they could get on the elevator.
Yes.
But how will this school now change the curriculum instruction for the school?
Well, one of the goals that we have for this year is to make sure that we have fully engaged classrooms in every single classroom that you walk into. And if you've been in the building, there's big open spaces, the common areas. One of the things we like about the commons areas is that you can go into the commons areas, take 2 or 3 classes, and teachers are able to combine lessons, combine materials, and engage students. Also, we have new technology in the building. Our pre-K through second graders on iPads, which we did not have in the old building. And so you walk into our classrooms, our students are engaged in all different content areas, reading, math, science, and social studies, and just using those technology in order to make sure that they're engaged in learning. So that's going to change our instructional and curriculum outlook.
And I was really impressed when I took the tour. I think it's kindergarten through first,
Yes.
where they have the dry erase tabletops where the parents can bring in the
Yes.
socks to
Yes.
help them clean it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they are in our K-1 classrooms, and that's what we like to call those teachable moments. And we've all been there as classroom teachers where we felt as though if I just had something to write on while I'm talking. So now our kindergarten and first grade teachers have those dry erase tables where if they're counting money, or if they're talking about different letter sounds, they can actually take a marker, circle it, and right there and teach the boys and girls right there on the spot. So
Hands-on learning.
wonderful
for real.
opportunity. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what's your favorite feature in the building?
Oh man, my favorite feature in the building. I have a couple of favorite features. I'll try to stick to 2. One of the features is the enclosed pre-K courtyard. I love that because you can see that from different places throughout the building. So it's nice to all day go throughout the day and see our pre-K students out there learning. And they even have like a little sign language court where they're actually learning sign language out there in the pre-K courtyard. And also, I love the media center. The media center is open. It has a lot of different circulation materials, and we have the production and editing room. So I love to do the news from the new production and editing room, and then we have an HD iPad where we can do announcements or from anywhere in the building. And so our boys and girls are getting trained on that as we speak.
I had like another feature when I walked in, and it caught me off guard when I walked through because it was on the left-hand side. You have a time capsule wall.
Oh,
Share that with us.
SB Ballard, one of his signature things is having a learning wall. So it's actually a clear enclosure on the front of the building, and so you can actually see what's happening behind the wall. And in that wall is a time capsule, which is designed to be taken out in the year 2036. So I had the opportunity to write a letter. Seems like a long time, but it's not that long. It's 20 years. But I actually had the opportunity to write a letter to the student body of 2036. I put it in a yearbook, a newspaper from that day in which we did it, which was over the summer, and a couple of memorabilia from the old building. So they're going to get a touch of the old Richard Boland in 2036. So it's a pretty cool opportunity.
And that's going to be exciting for that class to open up that time capsule.
Absolutely.
Well, I was also impressed that you designated 2 of those areas for 2 of our local universities. Tell us about that.
So we have a ODU Commons area, we have a Norfolk State Commons area, and we just added a Virginia Wesleyan Commons area.
Okay.
So we actually have 3 of those areas in which the local colleges and universities, they came out and decorated and outfitted with their different memorabilia. And they're going to also commit to doing college tours for our boys and girls this year. And we've already started with Norfolk State University. They actually came out and they're working with our 5th graders in the science lab. So the DNEMIS program, we have 2 students. We have a physics major and we have a biology major that comes out once a week, and they do 10 hours where they're rotating and giving our boys and girls hands-on learning.
Okay, so tell me about some of your partnerships. I know about ODU and Norfolk State, but kind of expound upon a little bit more on those.
Well, we've, before I became principal at Richard Bowling, we've always had a strong partnership with ODU. We have an annual ODU day, and it's amazing. Big Blue comes out, the cheerleaders come out, we have different athletes. They come out and they do a day of learning and activities, and they bring t-shirts for every single student and every single staff member in the building. So I was excited for them to be able to put an ODU Commons area in our building, and we're excited about those opportunities that we have to go on up there.
And so you mentioned another one, Virginia Wesleyan?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that become a part?
So one of our interventionists is Miss Rebecca Hartner. She's an alumnus of Virginia Wesleyan. And so we contacted them. They came out and they decorated our 3rd Commons area. It's outfitted with Virginia Wesleyan attire and Virginia Wesleyan memorabilia. And they've committed to helping us as well this year academically. So we're excited about that new partnership that we have. Yeah,
and you had another one too where they gave out backpacks before school started.
Absolutely. This year we actually partnered with the Urban League, and they gave away 650 book bags. They partnered with Walmart when they did food, and they cooked on the grill for the community. And they also had Cox Communication where they did on-site registration for the 999 internet for our boys and girls in the building. So super good partnership.
Great building, great partnership. So what's coming up next for Richard Bowling?
We are coming up next is we have a brand new Norfolk Public Library that's going to be built adjacent to Richard Bowling. We did the groundbreaking last week. And so I've talked to the Norfolk Public Library director, and we're looking forward to having those field trips where we can walk right over and looking at different partnerships where we excite our scholars and our students about reading.
Great. Beautiful school.
Thank
Great
you.
New school year. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS, Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or any information you'd like to share, email us at nps_news@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.